Federal Trade Commission says about 30 million workers in the U.S. are bound by non-compete clauses. Non-competes prevent employees from starting a new job or a new business in the same industry. Well, earlier this year, the FTC issued a ban on non-competes nationwide. But that ban is now facing some legal challenges. Let's bring in Russell Morgan, CEO and founder of Morgan Legal Group, for more insight on this. Russell, thank you so much for being here.
Great to be here. Thank you, Jamie.
So tell us where things stand right now.
So the Federal Trade Commission under the Biden administration essentially passed this ban to promote healthy competition. Non-competes were considered, and are still by some considered, unfair methods of preventing healthy competition. They block workers from freely switching jobs, deprive them of higher wages, better working conditions, and equally to the employers, they're depriving them of a talent pool which they need to build and expand. By ending the practice of non-compete agreements, the FTC's rule would promote greater dynamism, innovation, and healthy competition. Currently, there is a temporary block by a federal judge, so things may still change. However, this ban on the non-competes, notwithstanding the temporary block, is expected to go into effect in the fall of this year.
Okay, in the fall of this year. Do you suspect this will go all the way through so that they will be banned nationwide, in your opinion?
I believe it will go forward. It looks like they are pushing it fairly prevalently across the board nationwide. So I would advise people to be prepared, employees and employers, to make the necessary changes and adjustments in their contracts so that if non-compete agreements are no longer enforceable, that they have the proper recourse and legal advice.
Well, being in the news business, this is something that we're very familiar with. Our industry works with non-competes and has for years. What other industries use them?
Non-competes are practically used in every industry, whether you're in services, doctors, lawyers, practitioners, employees at major corporations, or products of all sorts. They're essentially put in place to stop somebody from being able to work in the same type of job within a certain distance from their current employer at their future job.
And so it's kind of protecting that information, that training in that employee, hoping to lock them in for a couple years, and then they can't walk and take that knowledge across the street, right?
Exactly. And it's also protecting trade secrets.
Yeah.
So a big part of it is used to protect the employer so that employees that walk away can't take, let's say, proprietary information or tools and things that were created and invented by their prior employer and bring it to their new employer.
So do you think we'll see more NDAs moving forward? If the non-compete goes out, does the NDA move in?
The NDA will definitely continue to remain in effect, not even if the non-compete does not continue.
Yeah. And what is your best advice to employers and to employees with the non-compete right now?
So first and foremost, always make sure you read any document you're asked to sign, and most importantly, have your lawyer review it.
Yeah.
You can always negotiate the terms of your agreement, your employment agreement particularly, and namely the non-compete clauses, including the length of time of the actual non-compete clause is effective, the geographical reach it may have, and most importantly, how the word competition is defined in your contract.
Yeah. And the non-compete can be broken, yes?
Yes, it can be broken into different parts. So it can be, for example, you can't work within 5 to 10 miles of the current employer. It can be statewide. It can also be specific to your industry. So if, let's say, you're a doctor working as an anesthesiologist in a practice in one city, you can't work within a certain distance as an anesthesiologist in the same city.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, Russell Morgan, thank you so much for your insight today. We appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Pleasure to be here.
sign that non-compete and that NDA.
There you
I
go,
don't want you
Jamie.
talking about what happens when
Yeah.
what kind of things I say around here.